Look, all I ask is that you keep an open mind and just hear me out. That's it. When things don't make sense, there's a reason for that. There's also a reason that he's going after 2020. There's a big reason, I believe, why he's so focused on 2020. They allegedly found one illegal immigrant that registered to vote and voted. Allegedly. So imagine mailing in your vote, right? And that's it. Powerful. You did your constitutional duty, and many people don't know to check on it, right? Or how to check on it, where to check on it, what happened to it. Do you know how many votes were rejected because of, maybe you put the wrong date on it or something like that? And those are just rejected votes, not challenged votes. Like there was like 11,000, I think, in the Philadelphia area. In Georgia, there was one lady who was able to challenge, which is not a rejected ballot, it's a challenged ballot, that she was given a list of black voters. Yeah, she challenged them by herself, one lady, saying that they no longer lived in the state. In Michigan, where I live, there was over 63,000 mail-in ballots challenged. Those are the challenged ones, not rejected for technical errors. And imagine having your ballots, that you mailed in rejected because of a technical error, denied your constitutional right to vote over a technicality. You see, asking questions isn't about relitigating it. It isn't about changing what's already happened. It's about protecting what is coming in November. It's very rare that an incumbent loses his seat, like in Pennsylvania, the Senate race. What did he lose by again? Like 14,000. It triggered a recount. And then for some reason, he decided to, concede. So just humor me for a minute, okay? Just humor me. See, I believe you can't say that he always tells on himself without believing he always tells on himself. He was very specific that time talking to Elon, about those counting computers. I mean, never mind the fact the money that they dumped into it and the money that they're making, since he's been back in office, and his son, this American Bitcoin in Texas. Yeah, he's got a bit mining operation. I mean, it's like a factory as big as 4 Walmarts. Yeah. So let's say I'm going to use Michigan for an example. My first question to everybody is, don't you want to be certain, 100% certain? And there's people, and that's okay. You say, well, that's why it's separate. The states have it and it goes down to the counties, and stuff. It would be impossible. Nothing's impossible. Not when the majority of the country only uses a couple of different systems. So you see that process here in most states goes, for in-person casting your point. It kind of goes like this. You go cast your point. At the end of the night, when those machines are shut down, they're then put into a counting computer. And those counting computers then, in each precinct, send them to the county over the internet. And then the counties, like here in Michigan, they send them to the state of Michigan over the internet, who then report it to the vendors, you guessed it, over the internet, who then the vendors report it to the media. And that's how we get the numbers. And you're right, over the internet. You see, there's people that can figure out the math on, how many should be, rejected, how many should be challenged, and so on and so forth. It would not be that big of an operation. And I'm going to tell you why. Joe Biden won 2020 for 2 reasons. One, he won the 2020 election by only winning 520 counties. 520 out of the over 3,000 counties we have in this country. Like I said, not that big of an operation. And during the pandemic, when everybody voted, 70% of the people in this country either early voted and they voted by mail. And those votes are counted separately. So between the rejected ballots, because you might have put the wrong date on it, either that or you got shitty handwriting like me and they couldn't read it, or some other ridiculous technicality, and the challenged votes. Yep, people that are given list of names of people to challenge, and the potential for, those vote counting computers. And then there's the suppression, especially when it comes to, voters, black voters, Latino voters, etc. And the unprecedented, you know, thing that happened where they were able to flip, I think it was 80 or 88 counties in this country, something like that, but none flipped the other way. And forget the statistical anomaly that, he was able to win all 6 swing states. It's about causing chaos and confusion and, like the threats that were called in and all the other stuff, all put in. And my argument is very simple. I used to get Trump texts so you didn't have to. And there was a big push to get election integrity volunteers here in Michigan. They had 4 years to prepare for this because he was always going to run again. And you know it.